And we live episode 5, and today we'll be talking about
selling houses in today's market.
There we go. So
the most important thing, right? So how to sell houses and different ways how to sell it.
So different way to sell houses in current market in 2023, and depending on the houses, not every strategy applies, right?
Right.
You could sell by yourself, you can sell off market, you could sell for sale by owner, we could sell a normal way, and we have a new exciting way we've been using Australian for the last couple of years now. We're seeing very good results, right?
Right.
So that's what we're going to be discussing today, mainly in this podcast. So I wanted to bring up something from the National Real Estate Association. Is a little bit dated from the number point of view, but I think kind of illustrates pretty well. It's like if you sell by owner, so for sale FSP or for sale by owner, if you know the owner, if the buyer knows the owners, it's less money. If you sell by owners, then it's just you kind of medium point. And if you kind of going on the market traditionally with the real estate agents, usually you tend to sell a bit for more. Do you think that's accurate?
Well, keep in mind, so if I'm buying or you buying a house for sale by owner, so and I saw from buyers buying for sale by owners, they don't go full price because they know the owner is saving 3-4% commission, whatever commission is additional, or 6%. I wanted to get that saving as a buyer to myself, right? So that typically, that's why the numbers are lower. So the for sale by owners typically average. I'm not saying average for sale by owner, but average nationwide is selling for less.
Mm-hmm.
So which means you as a seller, you're saving a couple percent of commission. You do, but your net number is much lower. So now you have to ask what's more important for you, to save commission or make more money. Yeah.
So from a selling point of view, the first one would be completely off market. You and I'm the seller, you're the buyers, and we're just going to a title company and you wire the fund, and then just typically that would be this first category is right here where for sale by owner was the buyers knows the sellers. Correct. Or I'm in contact, I'm a real estate agent, I know a potential buyer who's just staying off market. What does off market mean? It just no exposure to any other buyers. Typically, you tend to have less money, or you can have a fair market price for your property, a little bit less problematic transaction because everybody knows each other, so it's a little bit easier probably. But you could get more. You could get a lot more money. But if you stay off market, you just limit yourself to the network of the agent that is representing you. If you go with an agent, right? What would be the second way to sell?
And then the first one, so for example, I got calls from the sellers. They say, I want to sell my house, but do not put on MLS, do not put on the social media, expose. I mean, that would be pretty much this first category, right? Because if you not expose your house, it's hard to, if you're selling the car and you're not putting for sale sign on the car and don't advertise anywhere, it's very slim chance you're going to sell the car, or even if you sell it, it's going to be for less money, right? But second category would be for sale by owner, where you as a seller start advertising different websites, right? So there's plenty of different websites. Zillow being number one probably. There's for sale by owner.com. Craigslist, you can put on Craigslist saying, hey, I'm selling my house by owner. Be aware, once you put a house for sale by owner, you will get 100 calls. Out of 100 calls, 98 or 99 are real estate agents, not the buyers. Right?
So you can go, if you have a house to sell, you don't want to use any real estate agent, you can do forsalebuyowner.com. You can put your house on the market there. You can go on Zillow, you can sell sales, and you can just do your own
by owner, yeah.
You own by owner. I think it's just somewhere.
But keep in mind, so when you and then I'm not saying it's not possible, right? So a lot of people sold the house by owner, a lot of them, and then for a fact they would get more money if they didn't do it. But that's fine. So they got lucky, or market was supportive and stuff. But the biggest thing in my mind, and thinking more probably from the broker's standpoint, because all is about liability, right? So like a contractors have liability, real estate agents have liability. So if you're selling house by owner yourself, you're taking all the liability. You don't have errors omission insurance to cover your legal expenses in case. a lot of people getting sued. Real estate is we are in a very litigious country. California is one of the most litigious states in the United States, besides New York, I believe. So it's high chance that you may get sued, and then and just because you're trying to save a couple percentage in the commission, reality is actually you make less money because you're not hiring an agent. But even if you have saved 1 or 2%, you have a high risk, right? So I would not recommend that route. Or you can hire somebody at least to do the paperwork and do the cover the insurance, because it's high risk.
Yeah. So the main problem you're gonna face is really the calls from all the real estate agents that want to list your house. I mean, like probably out of like 100 calls, probably 90 of them were going to be somebody is going to want to sell your house, so pretending to have a buyers that want to sell, that want to show the house for you. So you still probably have to pay. They're going to ask you if you willing to work with a real estate agent representing the buyers. You still have to pay a commission for the buyer's agent, most likely anywhere between 2% to 3%. It's just depending on what you decide. You still have to do the marketing yourself. You still have to do representation. You still have to coordinate showings, open houses, make sure the house is, moving, showing ready, all the liability that include, and then just a ton of stuff that's happening, right, to market a property. Other way you can help is kind of increase your exposure is the MLS Only entry. There's some companies that does only MLS Only entry, right? It's like about $99. Doesn't remove the liability, but at least you can have your property on MLS with your own pictures, and you schedule your own showings, and then you deal with your own offers and the counters and the requests for repair and everything else. So it's you have ways for a couple $100 to list your house with the same marketing capability as a realtor, but it's not as good. I mean, it's gonna be a lot more work. So.
And keep in mind, so if you, hopefully not, but if you get sued ever in your life, you can go to the court by yourself. You don't need an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
And you can eventually win, but it's you're reducing chances of winning if you go without an attorney. The same here. So if you're selling the house, you can sell your house yourself, but you increase the chances for your successful sale, meaning more money in your pocket, less liability, if you hire a licensed realtor, right? So a licensed realtor.
Right. So what would be a third way to do it would be at EXP, we have one way is called Express Offer. So Express Offer, I kind of like this program, especially when we have unwanted property. A property that has been neglected for years, a property that you just inherited from parents, and you're moving out of state and you need to get rid of it.
You just want to get rid of it fast.
So we have a program called Express Offer at EXP, and it's like when the market was ramping up 2 or 3 years ago, Zillow was a big iBuyer, institutional buyer, investor buyer. So EXP still have a program similar to this. The good thing with this one, you're getting a representation from EXP agents. You're getting 2 or 3 multiple offers within 24 hours. And it's mostly a cash offer too. So you have a good advantage to it. The biggest drawback is going to be the price. It's not going to be a retail price.
Like any other buyers. Maybe explain what iBuyer is.
iBuyer is institutional buyers that will come in. Let's say your house is worth $500,000. They need $10,000 worth of work. What they're going to come in and say, okay, I'm going to buy your house at 20% off the market value, minus also the repair. So it's going to be a $380 offer, $390 for $500,000 house.
Depending how aggressive they are. But that's like you mentioned, it's Zillow. They had iBuyer programs. There's still a few open doors and stuff. We obviously have express offers. Not every house will be a candidate for this because, like Mathieu said, it's going to be a lower price point because they're looking to make a profit as well. But some people need to get rid right away. So these offers can be done within 24 hours and closing within 7 days.
Yeah, 7 days is backed. All the investors has been vetted by EXP already. So depending on the house, this works well. Also, if you have a property that cannot get appraisal. So a property that need a lot of work, for example, if it doesn't get appraisal for VA and FHA and it might not get a conventional loan, then looking in a route like this to get the house off your back, then it's a good way to do it. So
absolutely.
And they offer different ideas of a lot of rehab, no rehab. They have some criteria and everything depending on the property. So just always nice to check different options, right? The fourth way would be the traditional way, right? We have listed so many of properties. We put it on the market. We get the MLS. We get the professional pictures done. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. You get the videos, social media marketing, and that's when you sell your house. You don't really know when you're going to sell it. You just have a general idea what the price point is going to be, and you're going to be looking at potential offers either as they come in or you set at certain dates, right?
Targeted marketing is huge because every house has a specific buyer. So if you, for example, have a 2-story house, and then 3,000 square feet house is ideal for somebody with a bigger family. So we target people they have 2 or 3 more kids, and vice versa. If you're selling 1,200, 1,300 square feet house, single story, it would be good for houses for people they're downsizing. They're selling their 3,000 square feet houses and moving into smaller single story house because we're all getting older, not younger. Right? Yeah. So and then depending on location, if it's on a golf course, we can target people they play golf. If it's a few locations.
What do you mean by targeted marketing?
We can buy lists from the list brokers or target on the social media people with specific criteria, right? So, for example, there's a few neighborhoods in Sacramento region. They have airplane hangars in their backyard, right? Mm-hmm. So, obviously, it would be very, very beneficial to target people. They have airplanes or they have a pilot license, and then a list can be purchased, and that's part of our creative marketing in order to sell for a higher possible price. Because in our benefits is to sell for higher price as well. First, you make more money, and second, we make more money because we're getting percentage. So everybody wins.
So from a marketing standpoint, having a custom, again, it doesn't apply to if you have a cookie cutter home in a normal neighborhood. You might not need to purchase targeted marketing, but if you have a specific homes out in the wood or on a lake, or then sometimes having extra oomph of marketing, like targeted marketing for like specific buyers, sometimes it will help for, just to find the right buyer for the house that's willing to pay premium for the property, right?
Sure.
And the last one I have in mind for selling property is through a bidding. And
what's that?
So bidding. So we have a website we're using. There's a lot of websites out there too, but one we're using here in Sacramento is called USA Home Bids. I'm going to put it on the screen right now.
It's a new creative way how to sell properties. Is pretty much to expose your house to absolutely every single buyer in that area. And how is done, instead telling them what your reserve price is. Let's say you're selling a house for $1 million, right? So instead telling them you're selling for $1 million, we're gonna list at 57% off that, so 570. So between 57 to 66% of the projected price. And
usually it's so for example, this one property is currently on the market right here. It's in Colorado, so it's a little bit everywhere in the US. We can you have agents that need to be certified for it, but pretty much is open house only, so no private showing. That usually typically are a way to do it. I mean, I'm pretty sure all the agents has probably also maybe they organize private showing. It works very well in a highly density area when you have a lot of comps, because people who look at properties, they know exactly what the fair market price for a property like this one would be. Mm-hmm. So they know exactly if the price is off by 30%, they're going to come off on a Sunday when instead of watching football, they're going to see a house because they don't want to miss out on opportunity, right? Especially if they are looking for a property. And typically, we've been seeing anywhere between 25 to 30 groups per open houses. So about 150 groups 150 people to 200 people over 2 weekends, and it's actually pretty quick. It's only a two weekends timeline. We list on a Wednesday or Thursday, open house the first weekend, second weekend again, and we're closing the bidding that weekend.
Yeah.
And then we're collecting offers afterwards. And honestly, from the seller point of view, I don't know what the feedback we got is just no private showing, right? We're handling all the open houses, and we don't have any problem getting up in the morning and just, hey, I need you're out of the house at 10 a.m. I have a showing at 10. You can come back for 2 hours, and then at 4 p.m. I have another showing. So grouping everybody together helps the sellers to kind of bring everybody at once. They see the competition, they can bid, and it's actually very transparent also for the buyers, right?
Yeah, it's multiple, like you said, benefits for sellers. One is short listing agreement. It's only 13 days, less than 2 weeks. Seller pays only half of the commission, only 3%. Only 3%.
Why is that?
I'll explain. But and then the third one is, like you said, is control showings. We show only doing 4 or 5 open houses, and then we have guaranteed multiple offers, which will result in a higher price. So all these 4 benefits are for the sellers. Why are sellers paying only half commission? Because we're charging buyers premium. So buyers, like you can see the buyer's premium, and then that comes on top of the bidding price to create a purchase price. So the seller's paying only half, buyer's paying half. So it's keep in mind that if you're selling by owner, so you have to pay buyer's agent commission anyway, so which is between 2 and 3%, and you're taking all liability, and most likely you will not come even close to the price what you can generate here. Here you're paying the same commission. It's only 13 days obligation from your side. We get all the professional pictures, professional photography, videos and stuff, and then generate multiple offers. 150 to 200 people come, and we're using psychology of bidding, because if you don't trust me, Google it. Psychology of bidding, you will see how powerful is it, and then you can win much higher price, right? So for yourself, more money in your pocket.
And what we did, so offer guarantee. So usually what we do, let's say this house ending up here. So if you think what is good for the buyers too, right? The buyers knows exactly what they are. In current market with a low inventory, you don't know if you are $50,000 above or $200 below the next offer.
Right.
You might lose the offer. You might lose the house for
because $1,000. Oh, yeah.
For $1,000, right?
Yeah.
So with this marketing here, with this way of presenting properties, we have a way to control. We have a way for the buyers itself also to be in control. You control how far they want to go,
right.
And they know if they're going to get the house or not right away, because they know if it's not the highest price, if they're all the way behind it, then it's probably not going to work for them anyway. They're not going to expect, oh yeah, well, our offer didn't get accepted. I don't know why. I mean, we know why, because
right.
You are below this. Right?
And it's all transparent. They can see the highest bidders.
So why offer guarantee, right? Offer guarantee is because we have a way to talk to the top 3 bidders and ask them to submit residential purchase agreements. And the beauty with this is like all the offers coming in within a couple thousand from each other. From the buyer's point of view, it's fair because you decided how much you want to bid, and if you want a part of the top 3, then we can look at the terms. The terms matter a lot in real estate because that can vary a few $1,000s.
Yeah.
They can make it a net profit better for the sellers, and also you get also I lost my thing. You get also. You can, from a seller point of view, we can counter all the offers to get better terms.
Yeah, right? Exactly. So because some can offer $1 million for this house if it's $750, but they have 3 houses to sell before they can purchase this one. Yeah. So the offer $1 million is worthless.
Yeah, terms matter do a lot. So, and what is great about this? Everything is a good. It's very transparent. I really love the system because it's very, very transparent for both buyers and sellers, and we don't expect to do more. marketing along with this, you get 150 people, 200 people for like every time we run an open house like this, for 4 open houses, and they just get a lot of traffic, higher visibility, and just great process overall. I think, this is one of the new way, in my opinion, to sell a house and just without any problems, right?
Yeah.
We closed one last month in Rancho Cordova. About 200 people show up. I'm in contract with one in Woodlands.
We'll be listing one this week.
And we're listing one in the Common Park also this week for using that same system as well. So
Right.
It's an easy, understandable process, especially if you bought before on eBay. This is perfect, right?
Yeah.
It's just like eBay. You're just buying off.
Keep in mind, so if you list your house by owner or by with an agent, so you're telling people how much money you want. You're telling people I want 300,000, right? So instead that, why not to do the reverse? So we list the 57% and let people market to bid on the prices. But the biggest thing is you don't have obligation to accept the highest offer. If your price is 300,000, the highest offer came at 250, you don't have to accept. You will counter if you want it, but typically we take top 3 or 5, depending how close they are to each other, and counter.
So counter, we don't have to accept any offers. So it's not like it's and the beauty of this for the buyers too is done all cash.
Correct.
You can have all the contingency you can find in a contract. Your normal inspection, loan, and appraisal contingency inside the contract. So if you need to have a loan and appraisal, you can also submit an offer with this. It doesn't have to be all cash. So it's a great way to advertise for a property. Obviously, the marketing, the professional pictures need to be done in order to attract the buyer still. This is still like part of the process of hiring an agent too as well. They should be able to showcase your house property, right? But once the marketing is done online, and then you have your targeted marketing, and on top of it with this, you should be able to get the highest price for your property, right? So off market is one way to do it, usually typically lower, less, it's one deal and done, but you might not get the highest price because you don't know what the other people are willing to buy. You have the for sale by owner. That typically is a little bit more problems, and actually I think I read it's like 60% of the people who list by for sale by owners ending up listing with an agent anyway.
I think more than 60, I think there's another 77, 78%.
Oh, see it. So
yeah.
Then you can do the normal traditional way. The problem with this is you don't know when you're going to get offers, right? In today's markets, especially at lower price points, usually you tend to have a lot of offers because it's like low inventory, right? But when you start coming up, like in let's say in Sacramento, it's $500,000 for medium price. If you're below that, you're going to get a lot of offers the first weekend, right? First. But if you're above the median price by like a couple $100,000, then it's going to be harder to sell. Property is going to sit longer on the markets, and you're going to have a little bit harder time to get traction on your property. Especially if you want more money, right? If you want to get rid of it, we have the express offers. We can find cash investors. Just a different way to do it. This USA home bid is a very unique way to do the marketing, in my opinion, right?
Yeah. Not too many agents are certified to be
talking about this, yeah. So if you are an agent and you're looking to get using this system, it's actually open to everyone, right?
Yes.
We're doing a class. When is the class?
This class is on Wednesday, next Wednesday, whatever the date is, 17, I believe. 1 to 3, you can text us. We'll send you the link. It's an excellent way how to jumpstart your business too, because you can get more listings and more buyers as well using this tool.
Yeah, we talk to a lot of buyers, obviously, that are coming to the open houses. You can talk to a lot of sellers presenting a new way to sell. You do have multiple tools in your tool belt to grab the attention, right?
Exactly.
Again, not every property is candidate for this, because if you file remote, you might not have enough traction, and then you might not get the bid you want. So,
we had one listing middle of nowhere, too far
on the river,
island.
so it wasn't advised for the sellers to do that proposition. So we went to the traditional way.
Idea is actually you want it to be in more densely populated areas so more people can see the signs, because you're putting a lot of signs, you're putting a lot of open houses, so you wanted people to come. If you 1 hour in a dirt road out in the middle of nowhere, so nobody will come.
Yeah, so it's a good way to do it. So let's
Okay.
see if anybody join, and we can yeah. And well, that's it for today. Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Reach out to us if you have any questions or suggestions, or if you need any help.
All right.